One of the most common questions we hear is what happens when someone passes away? For most people, it's something they've never experienced before, and when it does happen, it usually comes during one of the most emotional and overwhelming times of their life. Family members are grieving, trying to support one another, and making funeral arrangements, and at the same time, wondering what they're supposed to do next. The good news is that you don't have to have every answer immediately. Today, I want to walk you through a general overview of what families typically experience after the loss of a loved one, so you have a better understanding of what the process usually looks like. The first thing I want people to understand is that not everything has to happen in the first few days. One of the biggest misconceptions is that families need to make every important legal and financial decisions immediately after someone passes away. In reality, that's usually not the case. During those first 3 days, your focus should be on your loved one, your family, and making funeral and memorial arrangements. The legal and financial process generally unfolds over time. While there are certainly things that need attention, very few families benefit from rushing into major decisions before they fully understand the situation. Once those immediate responsibilities have been addressed, people usually begin asking practical questions. Was there a will? Did they have an estate plan? Where are the important documents? Who is their attorney? What accounts did they have? Who should be contacted first? These are all very common questions, and they're often the reason we encourage people to organize important information before it's ever needed. Even if your family doesn't know every detail of your estate plan, simply knowing where the documents are located can save an incredible amount of stress and frustration. After that, families usually begin gathering information about the person's assets. That may include bank accounts, retirement accounts, investment accounts, life insurance policies, vehicles, real estate, business interests, and other personal property. If you like the videos you're watching, please like or subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to start putting out videos about once a week, so we would love for you guys to stay tuned. We're going to do a lot more videos about estate planning, probate process, the interplay of real estate, and any questions that you guys may have, you're welcome to drop in the comments below. We do these videos because, we've been through these situations personally. We see people go through them professionally all the time, and we want to make our services more accessible to you, the people that are out there, because we know when you're looking for stuff like this, that you're going through a particularly difficult time. One thing that surprises people is how much time they spent simply identifying what someone owned. We've worked with families who discovered financial accounts they didn't know existed, insurance policies they forgot about, and important paperwork tucked away in very unexpected places. Sometimes the legal work isn't the biggest challenge. It's simply finding all the information needed to understand the full picture. If the estate includes a home, there are often practical responsibilities that need attention as well. Someone may need to make sure the home is secure, collect mail, maintain the property, or keep an eye on things until long-term decisions can be made. Utilities may still need attention, insurance coverage may need to remain in place, and regular maintenance doesn't simply stop because someone has passed away. These practical responsibilities are often overlooked, but they can become important very quickly. At some point, families began asking whether probate is involved. This is where there's often a lot of confusion because people hear different things from friends, neighbors, or even online. Some people assume every estate goes through probate, while others believe probate only happens if there isn't a will. The reality is every situation is different. Whether probate is necessary depends on a variety of factors, including how assets are owned, how they're titled, and what planning was done ahead of the time. That's why it's important to understand your family's specific circumstances instead of relying on general assumptions. If probate is part of the process, it's helpful to remember what probate is actually designed to do. Generally speaking, probate provides a legal framework for settling a person's affairs. It helps ensure that necessary legal steps are followed, that assets are properly identified, and that responsibilities are handled in an organized manner. Many people think of probate as simply paperwork, but it's really a structured process designed to bring order during a time when families often feel overwhelmed. Another thing families don't always expect is just how much communication is involved. There may be many conversations with attorneys, financial institutions, insurance companies, accountants, investment firms, and sometimes multiple family members. Depending on the circumstances, there may also be appraisals, financial records to gather, tax documents to locate, or property that needs to be maintained. Every estate is different, but one thing is almost always true. Good communication and good organization make the process much easier. We've also found that one of the biggest sources of stress isn't necessarily the legal process itself, it's uncertainty. Family members may each have different pieces of information. One person remembers one conversation, someone else remembers something completely different. Another family member may simply not know what's happening at all. Even families with excellent relationships can become frustrated when everyone is working with different information. That's why communication is so important throughout the process. Keeping everyone informed and making decisions based on facts rather than assumptions often helps families navigate these situations much more smoothly. Another question we hear often is whether someone should wait until they've gathered every document before speaking with an attorney. Generally speaking, the answer is no. Many people believe they need every bank statement, every insurance policy, every property record, and every financial document before scheduling a consultation. In reality, that's usually not necessary. Even having a general understanding of the person's assets, whether there is a will, who the closest family members are is often enough to begin the conversation. Part of an attorney's role is helping families understand what information they'll eventually need and what steps come next. You don't have to solve every problem before asking for guidance. It's also important to remember that no two estates are exactly alike. Some are relatively straightforward, while others involve multiple properties, businesses, blended families, or more complex financial situations. That's one reason comparing your family's experience to someone else's isn't always helpful. Every situation has its own unique circumstances, and the process may look a little different depending on those circumstances. If there's one message I'd like you to take away from today's video, it's this: take things one step at a time. You don't need to have every answer on day one. Focus on gathering the information, locate important documents, communicate with your family, and ask questions when you need to, and don't feel like you have to navigate everything on your own. Losing someone you love is already difficult enough. Understanding the general process can help replace uncertainty with clarity and make it a little easier to know what comes next. While every family's journey is different, having a basic understanding of what to expect can make an overwhelming situation feel much more manageable and help you make informed decisions as you move forward.